Once again, another night, another vibe with the 3.
True.
So unfortunately, Gunna showed that he is 6ix9ine Part 2. He had a show in New York. He brought DDG out. DDG was in the picture with him. Rappers gonna start fucking with him again.
I told you. That was gonna come regardless.
I fucking told you.
And that wasn't a lot of time. He did more time in jail than he did and how much time he was out for everybody to start flocking. It's like niggas was at that show cheering for him. They did not give a fuck about him telling. There was no resentment. It was no water bottles, no fists thrown at him. It was QP all night, and everything was business. And that's crazy. And I feel like people gonna see him with DDG and be like, you know what, DDG is cool. He got the moonwalk and the cowbell. And then next thing you know, Blueface and Gunna.
Did with DDG. His career was on the decline. He got on the feature with DDG and it brought him some buzz back. Then that whole shit with the BGC Blue Girls Club and you know what I'm saying with Krishan, that's what really propelled him back up to be the main on the main front line of fucking media and shit again. But that ain't last long.
6ix9ine was not just a bad apple. He was the individual that made it be known that you could tell, you could have paperwork and still have a career.
Yes.
So for Gunna to do it, and he had the Billboard song, best song of the summer.
Yeah, he black. A nigga, I thought they would have held a nigga to a different standard.
It's not even a comeback no more. He's just picking up where he left off, and he's getting, actually he's going above expectations. Because nobody was expecting Gunna to even be touching the top 5 or any, like he is in the top 5 discussion. Just of current right now, not of all time, but current right now, he's in the top 5 discussion.
Street politics don't exist like that no more. Boosie, niggas like Boosie and shit try to keep it alive, but it's really not.
It's not gonna work because nobody's listening to niggas like Boosie no more. They're not politicking on niggas like Boosie no more.
Like they said the nigga BG got out. I know nobody gives a fuck.
I saw that. I salute the nigga and I'm like, why is this not
being
a talking point? This nigga
but if Max B got out, it wouldn't be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Or fucking but fucking C Murder, if he got out, it's like here and there whether they want to talk about it or not. Cause this generation don't really know C Murder like that.
I don't know. Just when we talk about the industry and just rap and hip hop, it's like a monkey see, monkey do. It's like now it's just all it takes is just a couple people. Same way when the baby got canceled. All it took was just for a couple artists to do songs with him. Now everybody just like, all right, Sexyy Red get.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
You just gotta link up with the right niggas at the time to get you right back on.
Megan Thee Stallion did it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She comes out of retirement.
Put a nigga in jail. 10 years.
And links right up with Cardi.
Yep.
Fucking with a fucking...
That shit was like right on time. And we really discussed that. She really came. She was like, all right, now that I'm healed, I'm good. Her and Cardi got part whatever. And it's sad because like they really like it. I don't know. I just don't feel like
it's all staged.
I just don't feel like as much as Tory had innocence that people could just flock to her as if like, nah, she wasn't lying. There's no possible way she's a woman. Why would she lie on Tory for?
Especially being a black woman today. The black woman is the biggest victim. I mean, it's real shit.
Kelsey Harris didn't speak her 3 truths.
Nigga. No.
And I know I said that, but like I was really like she really didn't know. Like, and I even took the time to even like she really did not speak none of the truth she said in the interrogation room. Nothing.
She switched. First she said he did it. Then when it's time for trial, she said he didn't do it. That Meg did it. But since she's under the 5th Amendment, you couldn't touch it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, women run the world. That's just really where we at with it. That's why you see a lot of women being more masculine and shit, and more men being more feminine and shit, because the switches.
Is the direction of the world when moving to relationships is going to be the woman being the breadwinner?
Yep.
It's already.
Or they're shifting it?
It's slowly like that now. So it's not 100% there yet, but it's getting there. When you gonna start seeing more and more niggas gonna be in the passenger seat while the bitch driving,
right.
And they're gonna start seeing niggas having to clean the house up, watch the kids. Niggas gonna have to start learning how to cook for real, cause them bitches gonna be coming home from work wanting to eat and shit. They already starting to facially look more and more like niggas and shit. Cause I saw a picture of Sexyy Red from a certain angle, her face is strong as hell, like a nigga's face. But yeah, when she online, she use all the filters and shit. But her bare face looks real masculine and shit.
I think Sexyy Red surpassed Ice Spice.
At this moment, hell yeah.
She getting features with Dirt, Herb. It's like she not getting the same quality far as in the big, but pause. She's getting like a lot of people that's right under that level.
Because
so when you get 10, like she might have got she might have got the Drake, the Taylor Swift, and then the Nicki. But I feel like Sexyy Red is getting like the G Herbo, the Tyler the Creator, the Jason Tatum, the Lotto, Ron Suno out here talking about he trying to get in her doonies, and she said she put the fire emojis.
Nigga, I'm telling you, she took Glorilla's spot. Glorilla was supposed to be all of that, but with her, she didn't push the image that they wanted to all the way.
Is she heading down one hit wonder Chingy route?
I don't think she's still gonna be known because people still talking about that shit. She just put it out.
For
shit she just put it out. Yeah, it could be because that shit she just put it out for girls to be toxic in their 20s and shit. That's still getting talked about for right now. But Sexyy Red is everywhere right now because she pushes that. Fuck what a nigga tells you to do what you want to do.
Bro, she everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like everybody in pictures with her. Like even
it started with Pound Town, then it was Sexyy, then it's gonna be some other shit. Then it's that song with Sukiyana where it was basically like y'all seen Baps, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Where it's like some Bap shit. That's a hit.
So I'm just trying to understand like how, and I saw this happening, but I was like, nah, Shorty in pictures everywhere with Diddy, it's like every day. Ice Spice, you might not hear from her for about a week or two. Then she do her signature pose. Now she back viral.
Yeah,
I'm seeing Sexyy Red in pictures, FaceTime every day.
She's pushing that image in full effect. She's making.
She's doing what she's supposed to do to keep up and stay where she at.
Not even just that. When you so influential, she's already proved that she's real influential with the black women community. Not just the black community, but just black women specific. She's pushing that ghetto girl loud, act out in public, hoop earrings, be fuck up with nails, twerk on cars. She's pushing that image.
She's really giving the girl for Friday, the one that was driving.
In real life, though. Yeah, so that's what they like. The industry likes that shit. It's an agenda at play. So anybody that's pushing influence, pushing the agenda. And high demand, they're gonna up that artist. They're gonna budget that artist as best as they can. Make sure they face is every fucking where. And she's pushing, and she's proving that she could push the image as best as she can. Cause these bitches are going on TikTok, recording themselves doing the most outlandish and ratchet shit. They bragging about fucking 5-6 niggas in a week. They bragging about doing slashing niggas tires. They bragging about doing stupid shit. Because they listening to this bitch. And Sukiyana, but not as much as Sexyy Red. Ice Spice was just pushing that pretty girl, almost Barbie-ish type of image and shit, that feminine. She was pushing that feminine, I do what I want, spoiled girl image. This bitch is pushing the raunchy ghetto as you could take.
It's more women that can relate to Sexyy Red because not a lot of women were. And don't kill me in the comment section, but not a lot of women were born with like natural beauty and appeal. They had to have a personality or wisdom, or they had to be funny. Sexyy Red is literally showing that you could be average looking, you could be ghetto, you could be loud. Kind of like, I don't know why I respect Sexyy Red more than I respect the City Girls. Because they pushing the same
thing, but she's doing it harder.
But I think, you know what that is for City? I think they be on the tricking too much.
They never.
And I think that's what probably pushes me away.
Yeah, they're more on the get a bag out of it.
Yeah, Sexyy Red don't be on too much tricking vibes.
She's on some being in the
She's on straight ghetto bitch vibes. And it's nothing wrong with that.
Popped outside with your bitches, ganged up and shit, flashing money and shit like.
Talking to her baby dad on podcast.
She's basically a nigga, but just a female in a female's body.
G Herbo, in a way.
Pretty much.
Think of every nigga that's done anything in rap. She's doing it. Posted
talking about baby mom. She talking about her baby dads. Like she's literally on podcast interviews answering jail calls.
Wearing mink coats and shit with money and shit, looking straight like a nigga.
Right.
She's pushing bitches to be more like niggas. That's what the image is now for them.
But that don't work if you're a sensitive, soft, feminine woman. If you're a woman that don't got no edge, it's not gonna work. Now, if you a little loud, you got a temper anyway, then maybe you could put your foot down, but you can't put your foot down if you're like Ice Spice can't talk like that.
No. And you see and listen and look how slick the industry is. They got a backup for her just in case she don't even.
Just in case that wave fall.
They got a backup.
We got the pretty young.
The bitch that did that song. This is New York. Scarface, Scarlet. They got her ready on demand too, cause she's just as masculine as this bitch is. So if she
they was even trying to push Duke Dennis, old girl, the Cali John.
Yeah, but they be on and off and shit. So
you know what I'm saying? They was trying to push her to be like
that
one of them on the roster, just in case 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know what I mean? Just down one below Ice or Sexy, and they ain't feeling the scissor route.
They had a couple of them, like that Amaretta bitch from Atlanta and shit. They had a bunch of girls that was on that tomboy ass shit, but they just didn't make the cut. But when they found out that Pound Town bitch was all the way with it. Especially coming from the most dangerous city in America right now, St. Louis, that just made the shit even better.
Word up.
So them niggas is slick. They know what the fuck they doing, and bitches just eating it up. So you got bitches like Sexyy Red, Krishan Rock, and just Sukihana still, but just she not as big as Krishan and Sexy. But think about it, especially with Krishan and shit. This whole shit with her and Blueface, it's big. It's been talked about all for the past fucking 3, 4, 5 days.
Right. Just to say that she's a bigger star than him.
Yeah, she is.
But the thing is, how is she a bigger star than him from what? She's only a bigger star than him because of him.
Antics and social media.
He opened the door. She walked through the door
and got her own key.
So
now when he leave a lot,
now he needs her. And especially He do, bro. Nigga, she already exposed how this nigga is low key. He's not even low key. He's insecure. The way he worrying about Lil Baby and shit.
Nah, he was devastated. That was a nasty joint when this was months ago though. They was out eating this shit and she was talking and he was just making it seem like, oh yeah, all because he called her sis.
Yep.
Now you just made yourself look, and you did a song with him on your album in 2020. So now you just made yourself look weak to all the other industry niggas.
She in a selfie with Rick Ross. Yeah, niggas just be thirsty. Niggas be thirsty.
Nigga,
Rick Ross?
In this situation, she looks like the nigga and he looks like the whiny crying bitch.
Yep.
That's what it is now. The tables have turned. He was supposed to be this toxic pimp crip nigga from LA and shit. Now you getting punked out by this toxic, traumatized Baltimore bitch with one tooth. And she talking about getting all the tattoos she got of you covered up and putting the tooth back in, but I don't know. She's in the realm to do whatever the fuck she want, and the men and women, well, the women and the men are gonna flock to her.
Always.
I know we don't talk about sports a lot, but 2 things I do want to bring up. I can honestly say Deion is killing it in college football right now. Unfortunately, the USA lost. They didn't even get bronze. And I'm looking at it from the standpoint of just saying, I feel like LeBron and them need to just come back next year for 1, and 2. Them niggas was clowning Dylan Brooks for being out there doing all the getting. That bitch dropped 39 in the motherfucking FIBA Cup. So it's like, it just showed that everybody can hate on you. But when it comes to the world stage, yeah, the NBA is cool. But you went to the FIBA and dropped 40 on niggas. And that's just like, to me, a story that not even just about basketball, like, it's just all about overcoming, being the underdog. Everybody counted this nigga out. He made it to the league. The nigga only been in the league like 2, 3 years. Y'all judging the nigga like he been there for 10 years. That's like somebody judging you off of doing reactions and you not even 365 days in yet. You're still early in the process.
Right.
So imagine what you going to do, what you already been doing. Imagine when you really elevate on niggas. Now you surpassing the niggas that said you ain't gonna never be nowhere, you ain't gonna never do nothing. And they doing the same thing with Deion. They said he ain't gonna do nothing. They just played at the HBCU. They ain't got no and his son is out here training with Brady. And they wondering why he putting up Brady numbers. But you know what it come down to? They don't want to see black niggas winning.
They never did.
This nigga got Cameron and Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. in Colorado.
Yep. That's why he left the HBCU and just went to the. And they gave him flack for that, for leaving and shit.
He said it's gonna take him 2-3 years to have a winning season and make the playoffs.
Bullshit. But they only said that because I forgot what college did he leave and shit.
He left like he went to a higher division. Well, don't quote me on that. But he was Jackson Hughes and Jackson State.
Yeah.
That's where he had his kids and shit at.
People were mad that he left that shit and said he should have just supported what the HBCU and black culture and all that shit. But you're not paying him what he's really worth. And you still want him to support y'all, and y'all playing football and flunky with his money.
But he sold out because he went to an establishment that was willing to give him millions because he's worth millions.
And he even said it himself in all them interviews.
They got more. They got two. They're 2-0. They got more wins in 2 games than they had last season. They went 1-11.
That's what he said. He said in his interviews, I could coach these boys better than I could ever coach them last ones because they actually come from backgrounds where they understand when a grown man is talking to you, you listen.
And he told them niggas, I'm bringing my luggage with me.
They were coming from single parent households where they never been introduced to a man talking to them in a certain way and following it.
Bro, he told them niggas straight up, he said, I'm bringing some luggage with me and it's Louis. Meaning he got his son, he got some other people that's about to transfer.
Yeah.
But they said like damn near half them niggas that was there and like made you, they quit.
He came over.
Cause he's like, I'm bringing these real niggas in. I'm about to bring Reggie Bush and Vince Young and all these niggas here. So it's like
the ones that want to listen.
He came over and brought Coach Carter to life. That's all I said.
That's real shit.
And if this nigga really do some 13-0 championship or 12-1 or 11-2,
Absolutely.
Remember the Titans type shit.
Absolutely.
I'm saluting shit. 100%.
Like I said, I was on his side when he wanted to leave the Jacksonville, the college that he left.
And if this nigga get 1 or 2 championships with his kids and he won't go to the NFL, why not?
Why not? Fuck it.
If you want to go to ownership, why not?
That's just adding on to his story.
Is it because he's black? Like nobody want to see a nigga change? It was the same thing with Shannon Sharp. Why is he leaving Skip? It's like, why do y'all get mad when African Americans choose to do their own thing?
It's not mad. They're not mad because he's black. They're mad because they feel like he left the people that support him.
But they support him in Colorado just as much.
That's what I'm saying.
They not even black.
That's the thing. They wanted him to stay at the HBCU and suffer with the brothers instead of going to somewhere that was higher and that was a better choice for him and his son.
This smell like some crab in a barrel.
It is. But yet people on these panels, yet people on the internet, when they talk about situations like this, they don't want to talk about shit like that because they don't want to make it seem like it's a crab in the barrel mindset. But the same things that you see in the hoods, obviously,
everybody's talking about the definition of it.
Crab in the
that's some hating shit.
If I'm down as a black man, you should be down with me until we come up together. But sometimes that shit never happens.
What about let him elevate on his journey, and if he's able to, he'll be able to put you in a position to succeed, or you put yourself on. Not drag the nigga down with you.
But people don't see like that. They don't see a plan.
They'll rather compete with niggas than eat with them.
Right.
Like most of our culture, black people are not promoting each other up unless you was already on a high ass platform.
Yep.
Like we talking about like Nick Cannon,
and he's a goat, but
Kevin Hart,
they be calling Nick Cannon corny.
They've been calling that since back in teen niggas.
Let's keep it real, bro. He fuck bad bitches and he get a lot of bread. He got a lot of gigs, shows, a lot of companies he's invested in, ownership. And they call
gang ties.
But they call him corny.
But he's
Ray J. They call Ray J corny.
Right. But with Cannon, his father was a whole gang member.
Yeah.
So it's like
he had certain ties before he even got in it. He was made for not made for the industry, but
he was set for the streets. But he was put in the right positions to go take off in the industry.
Yeah.
But they'll still
like once you become a top 10 reactor, your daughter is going to be in that line like just because of your name.
Right.
And whatever she chooses to do with it,
is whatever.
You know what I mean? But she gonna have doors open just off the fact of who you are.
Yup.
So it's crazy that a motherfucker could be 4 or 5 years old, be right on the Cosby Show. They don't even know nothing, but just because they mom or they dad or they uncle or whatever, Wayne's family type shit.
Right.
They all was connected. You were gonna be in the movie whether you wanted to or not because you naturally, you know what I mean? It was genetic.
Especially with that network. When people downplay with networking, the power of networking. That's why you got a lot of motherfuckers that'll go to college, dumb as a brick, don't really want to sleeping in class, not taking this shit serious, but they know goddamn well that their parents are networked with a whole bunch of people that'll put them in position.
Call this bullshit or not. They said it's a study that's saying most of the people that didn't do good in school, that couldn't follow rules, they're the ones that's successful because they went outside of the lines. They never followed the rules. They did their own thing.
Yeah. No.
Exactly.
It just depends. Like it goes back to the whole parents and networking thing. If you come into somewhere and you do your own thing and you don't have nobody around that you know could take you into a
next level
position without working hard, you're gonna fail. But if you somebody that don't take, I've seen it where motherfuckers don't take shit serious at all. But they know that they know the right people, or their parents know the right person that got positioned to this job or this position or whatever. So after they done with school, not even really remembering half of the shit that they was the classes they was learning, go right into the workforce or the corporate world and just get a good ass desk job and then just move up during the years and shit.
So you saying hard work does matter, but hard work with no connections is nothing.
With no connections, and you
or
can have hard work, but you also have hard work and no motion.
Right.
So
that's fucked up. That's a wild joint though.
That's why motherfuckers get degrees and you still could catch them niggas working at McDonald's.
As a manager.
That you could have got with a high school.
That you could have got with a high school diploma.
Or GED burgers.
Or GED. You can literally go to McDonald's right now. Without even, fresh out of middle school for real.
That's what I'm saying. A motherfucker that says, oh, I got my degree in whatever. To still work a regular job like a person that never dropped out of school at fucking 8th grade.
So you basically saying if you go to school and you're making less than 100,000, it was pointless.
It's not pointless. It depends on what you're actually getting. That's why I can't stand when people say, oh yeah, I got my degree in cosmetology. I got my degree in criminal justice.
But how's that translated?
But don't really use it.
Yeah.
If you're going to go to college and get you the listen,
utilize
if you want to go deal with that debt, that's on you. But if you actually,
but what if they're in a situation where they can finance it?
Then you gotta make sure you take the right course that is for you.
Right.
I seen motherfuckers go to psychology or therapy degree and shit, degree in psychology, but they don't end up being no damn therapist.
Hell no.
They work regular fucking jobs.
So you basically saying it's pointless for you to get a degree to work a regular job that you could have worked without the degree.
Yeah.
Unless you using that degree. I will be, if I went to college and I know I got $100 or $150 or $200,000 debt, I'm gonna be using my degree in the field that I was studying and taking all those courses for.
Hey, I said somebody went to college for 4 to 6 years, and then when they finished their 6th year and they found a job in their field and they was making $100,000 to $145,000 their first year, is that a W to you or that's a L?
That's a W. That's 100% a W.
But if they making 60 to 80K,
it's a L. It depends how you look at it. If you just coming out of college, you just got your degree and shit, you jumping into the profession that applies to the degree that you work for, then you might look at it. It depends how you look at it. You might look at it as an L because you only making 60K. But if you wait it out for like 2-3 more fucking years, and you show that you're really serious about, you know what I'm saying,
you get compensated for experience.
You're gonna get promoted.
Yeah.
You're gonna get promoted, and you're gonna hit that 100K.
150 a year.
So it's all about patience at the end of the day.
You just gotta be cool owing that 200,000 for the first 2 years.
Right, but once you at that point where you're certified making 100K a year plus, it's not gonna really, it ain't gonna hit you that much.
You just gotta get that debt out the way, and then you'll be up.
Yeah.
Honestly, even with trade schools, it's literally the same way. For me, with electrical work, I gotta either do 4 to 8 years to take the test and then get to the next level. And when I get to that next level, I can be making $80 an hour, to $140 an hour.
But that's
Depending
gonna take a 2-year process. No, you said 4
it's
years.
a 4 to 8 year process. I gotta be 4 years in the field,
Right.
or 8 years working a subsidy of that field.
And they're like he said, they gonna give you the promotion based off your experience.
Yes.
So once you 2-3 years in, that salary gotta go up 20 to 35% from when you first.
They have to.
Right.
And
That's what my cousin's doing right now.
What,
He graduated from college with a psychology degree.
And I was gonna go there right.
And then he was like, fuck, I don't really want to take part in this shit in the real world. So he started doing a bunch of different jobs. But now he's back in school to be an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
So he said he almost done with that. He got to take a test. He graduates in November and shit. So it's like, after that, it's not like he just going to get into the Bucks ASAP.
No.
He got to play that position, that apprentice role until he gets there.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, he's gonna get there.
But everything we talking about sounds like a 2 to 4 year process.
The thing
Less than 5.
for
It depends.
electrician, if you directly go into an apprenticeship role, like you're underneath someone that's a journeyman or a master electrician, that's a 4-year process, and they co-sign you to take the test after 4 years.
Alright.
But if you work with a subsidiary, like a maintenance worker at a warehouse or a custodian at a school or whatever, that is an 8-year process. Unless you got an actual electrician at that job, which can flip it into an apprenticeship.
Real shit.
Right.
Honestly, once you get that, but here's the thing: the subsidiaries pay more than the apprenticeships.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's what's crazy. Yes, honestly, if I can leave all these warehouse jobs and go to apprenticeship, but here's what I'm making: $12.50 an hour.
Damn, you gotta lowball yourself.
Yep.
That shit ain't
See?
worth it. But I know we was talking about this recently. This is nuts. I really don't know, like, and at this point, like,
That's
I ain't
fucked up.
putting no hate or nothing on niggas, but at the end of the day, it's like, these motherfuckers be on the verge of a mental breakdown, and it's like, for young boy to tap help, it could be publicity, it could be for numbers, but this dude been crying out for help for a long time, and I'm not saying crying like he a bitch, but he's been crying out for help. Why do people not remember that when he was in jail, he was writing suicidal poetry, Tupac-like letters?
Mm-hmm.
Kodak was doing it, and then a month later, Trump got him. No, I'm talking about when Kodak was in jail. He was right. They ain't treating me right. They not feeding.
Oh yeah, they was fighting with him.
30 days later, here comes Trump with the
party.
Yeah.
So it's just like help across the chest.
But with that, it's like I saw that wasn't the only
I know. I'm just saying.
He got the fucking the casket on the top.
That's
of
when
his
he
head
had
with
got.
the
That's when he
upside
got
down cross.
home. Yeah, that's when he got home.
No, he got that shit with that.
Oh, with that. Okay. I thought he already had some.
Nah.
Bro, yeah, he already. I'll show you.
He put another casket on the top of his head along with that,
Right.
with the upside down cross. So it's like you putting help on your chest, but you putting up shit like that at the same time. It's like
the upside down cross
on the fucking casket.
The vampire casket, but it's open.
Mm-hmm.
Like you doing all this emo shit, and it's like I feel like that's probably his role in the industry is to be that emo rapper. Every generation needs that one emo rapper, so why not turn this once wild ass kid that was popping with streams into the new emo rapper?
So do you think he's basically going the Juice WRLD route?
No, he giving Kiss vibes.
That yup.
He giving is it what was the bull that was on the when Kanye did his release? When he had one of them devil niggas that was up there with it was him.
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, he's getting it. That's where Young Boy going. He going past Juice WRLD was just God rest. He just was on a lot of drugs and he saw shadows in his room because he was on E-pills and it make you see shit.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't on butter. He was just Young Boy is literally going to Four Loko. I'm about to fall with the yellow jacket. I'm telling you.
But at the end of the day, it's like I'm not trying to disdain what he possibly could be going through. In the sense of the whole thing with him getting arrested, that shit was sketchy as hell.
They say he pulling a Doja Cat. They say he really about to go all the way there for them views. If y'all don't know about Doja Cat,
Oh.
this been on Demon Time.
No, she don't even call herself Doja no more. She call herself Scarlet now.
I'm not calling her that because she on some other shit.
Every video gotta have a demonic thing to it, but then all the fans are so brainwashed. Her fans are brainwashed to be like, she's just trolling y'all. If y'all don't see that she's just trolling y'all with this shit, then y'all blind.
Yeah,
y'all blind.
Yeah, she trolling, but as Zah said before, she might be trolling, but she's starting to see when I go this route, the numbers go up. The numbers go up. So now you did 4 or 5 straight videos. This is who you are now.
And it's not even just her. All these rappers are all slowly starting to go into that direction to the point where you can't tell me that it's clear in your face and you don't see the shit. Even with this nigga, that I wouldn't even never imagine him going down that route. Fucking the nigga that made that Crunk shit, Crunk Ain't Dead shit. He doing all that rocker.
Just for the thumbnail.
Yeah. He doing all that rocker, evil shit, devil shit. Him, ESTG. He had a fast ass rise, but he didn't start out with all that evil shit like he doing now. Yeah. He was all still with that Taurus bull and all that imagery and shit, but now he kicking it on some devil horns, growing his hair out, looking like the nigga from fucking Chucky and shit.
Mm-hmm. You won't like this one, cause this goes all with Brother Love. He says he pays his barber $1,000 a haircut. He brings them, you know, with him, you know what I mean? Cause he need to keep his shit fresh all day.
They fucking. Yeah, they fucking. Look, end of the day, this nigga been in a good ass mood lately. He been in a good ass mood lately cause he just recently gave every bad boy artist that was done dirty.
But it wasn't worth shit! My bad.
He gave them their publishing back. So at least now they can make money, because a lot of them were falling on hard times and a lot of them are broke now. So that publishing can't give them some kind of money now, some kind of an income, because he took that publishing. All that money they was making, he was making. But now he gave it back. So that's why I'm saying he must be in a good mood or some bigger bullshit about to come into fruition.
I'm telling you,
everything's been pushing.
He's really happy about this love, brother love, all red. And then every step I take, he got the TikTok challenge. He's from Butler.
September 22nd. September 22nd of this year. I don't know why that date is so big for these niggas for this year, but it gotta be September 22nd, because that's when Drake dropping that For My Dog shit, then that album cover, that shit looked demonic as hell. Doja Cat dropping her shit with the fucking spiders and shit, that looked demonic as hell. And everybody else is dropping some even more demonic shit on that day.
All red.
And I think Diddy shit is dropping on that day too. Everybody's dropping on that motherfucking day, and it's not for no reason. And one day I just looked for it. I searched it up, and I'm like, why is everybody dropping on this day?
It's a reason.
But that day is like a solstice or a full moon or some shit with the moon. It's some symbolic shit. So it's there for a reason. They doing that shit for a reason.
He said blood moon.
If I'm not mistaken, it might be a blood moon.
Cause I know about that full moon shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to pull my calendar out.
Yeah, double check.
They on some occult shit. Sure. So everything they do has something to do with the occult.
Not to get off topic, that nigga designer played guilty to the shit we talked about a couple months ago. That nigga finally.
He showed himself on the plane. Yeah.
He finally pled guilty to that shit.
Cause he knew he couldn't fight that. You showed yourself on a plane. And I heard there were children on that plane.
So that's like not public exposure, but
it was public exposure. Indecent exposure on a plane. So it's like, nigga, you had that shit coming. So they probably they told him what he really could be facing, but they like, fuck, I gotta take that plea deal so I can lessen this shit, make it less. So
this is, I ain't gonna lie, this gonna be the crazy.
So I'm wrong, it's not blood moon, that's not coming till.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're saying about the solstice.
This is crazy though. This is probably the craziest thing I've seen in the past week. They said original version of Kendrick Lamar's Element was leaked. In the original version, he was dissing Drake, Big Sean, Fresh Montana, Meek, and Jay Electronica. And at the end of the day, even though that song didn't come out, Drake was taking shots at Kendrick.
Yes.
So just because the song isn't released, that don't mean that it didn't get back to niggas.
Right.
Of course
it did.
You know what I'm trying to say?
That's
Like,
why
just
they
because a
cut
podcast wasn't dropped, that don't mean that
It wasn't recorded.
and motherfuckers don't know what you
Now it's
said.
not archived.
But the thing is, you gotta understand how Drake is popping with the industry. He is locked in with a lot of niggas in the industry now. So if somebody, it don't matter what artist, diss him, you always gonna have that one nigga in the back of in the studio ready to call him up. Or if not the record execs, cause you gotta push that, you gotta get the approval from your label and all that shit before you can release something. Or it turns into a fat ass lawsuit if you try to do that. So if he sent it into the label, you don't think the label gonna wanna call Drake, let him know what's going on, and if he don't like it, if it could hurt his image,